It's Austria F1 2024 Austria. And we're in the midst of 5 and 6 weeks.
Yeah, the European swing is well and truly underway at this point. We were at Barcelona last week, which, as I said, was going to be the best predictor we're going to get as to where the true pecking order is or where the true hierarchy is of these cars with all their upgrades. And I think I only missed one of the predictions last week. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have had the clean sweep, but Verstappen didn't get.
And Yenny won the race.
He won the race. My second choice, Lando Norris, got the pole, finished second. My third, and they ended up finishing third and fourth.
That's good enough for me. So let's take a look now this week at what's going on for the race at Austria. And we'll pop up the odds, which are always comical, but it is what it is. And he's starting to go just a little bit up again. Verstappen now at minus 200 to win this week's race. By the way, 9 of the 10 winners this year, you mentioned Max starting second, 9 of the 10 have started first or second. And the last 7 winners at Austria have started first or second. So that's just telling you, I guess, this week, whoever starts first or second is going to wind up winning the race.
Yeah, and I'm going to spoil it for you by telling you that it's going to be Max Verstappen.
No.
Because even prior to him going on this dominant run of the last couple of seasons, he's been winning in Austria. 19. He took a couple years off of winning at Austria, came back and won back-to-back again in 2021. That was the COVID year where they raced twice at this track, and then he won again last year. Have them there to see Charles Leclerc at 18 and not a Mercedes in that spot, which leads me to suggest that those looking for a bargain may want to be looking at Mr. Hamilton or Mr.
George
Russell.
Russell's been in the spotlight the last few races.
He has. People, so much so that people were actually questioning whether Mercedes was sabotaging Lewis Hamilton since he's leaving the team to go to Ferrari next year and giving George Russell all the benefit to rest with the podium last week at Barcelona. But Ferrari is close, but we saw last week that, and Austria is a similar track in terms of a mixture of high speed, long straights, high speed corners, as well as slow corners. We saw last week that Mercedes had that edge. The upgrades that they brought in Canada that started really turning the tide for them carried through right into Barcelona. And as I said, that's going to be the best view of the pecking order as to how it goes through these European races. So I think I would rate Mercedes in terms of Hamilton and Russell. I would put them in third at the 22 versus Leclerc at 18.
So, yeah, I mean, this is a little unusual, isn't it? Seeing these odds like
Very.
Norris and then a big gap to third.
Very.
Why is that?
So I think where you're getting it is that McLaren and Red Bull are on much equal footing. So if you remember at the beginning of the season, Verstappen was running away with like 20-second margins of victory, whereas now, since Norris won, Norris has been consistently qualifying and McLaren's been consistently qualifying on the front row. And if they get ahead at the start and they're able to control the race, they have a very high chance of winning. Whereas Ferrari, Mercedes, they haven't shown that same kind of ability to get in front of the Red Bulls, whether it be in qualifying, and it's got to be in both qualifying and at the start. Mercedes and Ferrari just haven't been able to do that. So I think that's why you're seeing Lando Norris catching up to Verstappen in terms of the odds. I'm shocked though still that, I mean, Leclerc should be closer. without a doubt. Ferrari is third or fourth. It looks like Mercedes has the edge. But to have Hamilton and Russell both be at 22 after what they did last week is just shocking to me.
All right. I'm gonna actually see if we have some. I'm gonna put this on here. So, which part of the race was this again?
This was, I think that was. So Russell got out at the start to the lead. So Norris and Verstappen were on the front row. They were so focused on one another at the start that Russell swept around the outside and took the lead. So I think what you're seeing here is later on in the race when
that's
Norris
when he comes back. Okay.
The fight back. Exactly right.
All right. Yeah, because this is they might even have it in here somewhere. So Norris thinks he screwed up there then, huh?
I think he did. He was so focused on blocking Verstappen down into turn one that Russell just flew around the outside. And Norris did put Verstappen on the grass. Verstappen's right side wheels did go onto the grass. And as those two battled it out, it was just Russell's to take. And I think if Norris would have been able to get into the lead, I think Norris would have held it significantly longer than Russell was able to, and I think McLaren would have had a much better shot at winning. So yeah, I think if Norris was giving himself any kind of constructive criticism at the end, it should have been about the start.
Okay, so let's take a look at some other odds out there, and let's see. Let's take a look at qualifying. No, wait, what is this? No, without. Wait, without. Why are we at?
Wow, that's. You don't get the poll under the qualifying section on DraftKings odds. That's crazy. There it is. It's under winning car for qualification. Okay, there we go.
So Red Bull negative. Car. Yeah, but no individuals. The individuals should be in here somewhere. What are they doing with the individuals?
Fastest no.
That's
interesting.
Weird. Let me see. Oh.
Maybe props.
Either that or it's not out yet.
Yeah, maybe not out yet.
I guess it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless,
but they got the team for qualifying. That's odd. Interesting. Well, look, if I remember correctly on the team winning odds, McLaren probably your best bet there. As you can see, very tight between Red Bull and McLaren. Obviously, Ferrari can sneak in a front row, if not a pole, from time to time, which is why they're third. I wouldn't go with Mercedes on the pole in this one. My choice would be between Red Bull and McLaren. And quite honestly, at this point, I'd go with McLaren because I think they've got the better one-lap speed.
Okay. And let's see, team props.
Now, team props is going to be interesting. So let's see. Yep, there you go. Mercedes. So both the drivers at 22 each, but then you've got the team to win at a 9. I mean, what is the logic in that? That makes no sense. Put your bets now. Put your bets now on the two drivers. You're getting more than twice the odds. Whereas if you were to go with the team, which would have been my choice last week, it just doesn't make sense right now.
So which two?
So I would put if you think Mercedes can pull out a win, I would put money on Russell and Hamilton today versus doing the team. I think again I'd go McLaren, I'd go Norris for the pole, I'd go Verstappen to win. But if you're looking for a bargain to win, it's got to be one of the drivers. Usually I would tell you to go with the team on that bet, but this week, based on the odds the way that they are now with Hamilton and Russell both being at 22, I would absolutely for my hedge bet in terms of winning, if I'm not going with Verstappen, I would go with both Hamilton and Russell.
Okay. And would that be one of your top bets then? So what do we have this week?
That would be my best bet, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think that's that's the most valuable bet without question. Hamilton and Russell at 22. I mean, Russell got out into the lead. Hamilton finished on the podium. You never know what can happen in one of these races, so take either of those guys to win. What is actually going to happen is probably a McLaren Norris pole, and most likely a Max Verstappen win.
Okay. And again, we don't have individuals, so
McLaren, yeah, I would go with McLaren for qualifying.
So that's plus 275 for pole.
Yep.
Okay. That is, pole. And again, this is the one we just did, right? This is the race winning car.
Yeah, and actually look at Red Bull Racing. You're getting Verstappen's going to be the Red Bull that wins.
Yeah.
Right? So you're getting better odds going with Verstappen versus the team here. So again, if you're going to choose a winner, if you're going to bet on the winner, do it on the driver's side. Don't do it on the team side.
Because it's like there's just it's Max or no one.
Exactly right. Yep.
So why just give up the 25
points? Max or no Red Bull, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Perez just hasn't been there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no way. I don't see that happening based on the way that he's been driving. Last week he had a grid penalty, but even still, that's not enough for me to choose the team over Max at this point.
Okay, and this is the winning. This is just the winning car in qualifying. No,
correct.
The winner. Yep. Oh, okay. This is the winning car.
Pole winning car. Yep.
Pole winning car.
Race winning car there is actually what you've got on the screen.
Okay, so the race winning car. And again, which one was this one?
This one looks like the team race win.
And who did you pick?
I wouldn't go with any of these.
Oh, you wouldn't go with any of these. Okay. So
if you go to the pole for qualification, there you go, winning car. This one, I would choose McLaren.
Okay.
And absolutely go with McLaren.
So we got McLaren at 275 on the pole. And anything else? Is that the only thing you got this week?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's going to be another Max Verstappen win. The question is whether he starts first or second. And those of you looking for a bargain value, without a doubt, Hamilton and Russell are your driver picks for the race win.
And that's just if you want to throw in a couple of bucks just in case.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, here is I think I got the start. I believe this is the start.
Yep, there you go. Russell right around the outside. As Norris and Verstappen battled one another.
And which one here is all right, so this is Verstappen?
That's Verstappen.
Norris
in the middle.
And Russell.
And Russell on the outside. Yep, Russell moved over earlier than that to push Verstappen to the inside to give himself the clear line through, but forgot about Russell, who just swooped around them both.
And Norris went from first to third.
You got it.
In about a second or two.
Yep, first corner.
And that was the end of the race for him.
Basically. If you let the Red Bull get out front Verstappen at a track like this, that car is just better over the race distance. On a single lap, maybe not, but over the race distance, they do a much better job at managing their tires. And the reason that we've seen Mercedes and quite frankly other teams, but largely Mercedes, struggle is because they could get their car to work either in slow turns or fast turns, but not both. Last week, they proved that they can do it in both now, and that's what you got coming up here in Austria.
All right. And how about anything here? I know we don't look at this too often. Anything here with top 10? Let's see. Where are the prices? Here they are. Any of these guys in the top 10?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you're only looking at a plus 225 on Ricardo. Yeah, no real values there that I would say compared to the other ones we've talked about.
And this is the
penalty guy.
The penalty guy.
He'll be doing everything he can to help Nico Hülkenberg. Yep.
This should be odds on that.
There should be. Absolutely.
And nationality of winner, don't remember seeing that one. What's a classified driver?
Finishes the race.
Okay, isn't
So
that normally what happens?
Not a DNF, so they actually cross the line and get assigned a position. Yeah.
Was there a safety car last week?
There was not.
Okay. There's a big difference here.
Yeah, this week maybe that's a good one to go with. The Austria is a little bit more confined than Barcelona, but it's still a natural terrain road course with, generally speaking, a lot of runoffs. So the non-safety car, the no option on that, might be the way to go.
All right, so coming up next week as we head into July, again, this stretch of 5 and 6. Next week, Great Britain. So
Silverstone.
What kind of track is that?
That is an old airfield. It's another old track that's been around since the beginning of Formula One, so it's been around forever. They did redesign it, so it's a little bit different than it used to be, but it's mostly high-speed corners. So it should be a pretty exciting race. Norris was extremely quick there last year. The McLaren was one of the ones where they showed a lot of strength. So I think next week, again, a tight battle between Verstappen and Norris, and it would mean everything to Norris to win in front of his home crowd for sure.